Good morning, guys. This is Ray from Next Forex Trade. Today is Friday, the 6th of September 2019. Just coming up to 7 a.m. UK time. And today, being a Friday, not looking to open any positions, but I'll still go through the market just to see, in case you do trade, what opportunities there are, and obviously to see what Monday could hold as well. So let's start off with AUD JPY. Now this let me go over the strategy as well firstly very quickly. So it's a trend-based strategy based on time frame correlation and price action. So the first thing I'm looking for is value for money on our daily time frame. So I want to see lower lows and lower highs, so trend in place, and for the price to be in an area that is overbought if I'm looking to sell the market, and oversold if I'm looking to go long. And I've got these 4 different time frames here as well. So this is the daily, this is the 4 hourly, hourly, 15 and 5 minute. So I want these lower time frames to be saying something very similar to what the high time frame is saying, so we can make our trading decision. So let's have a look at this this one here. So AUD CAD. Daily is definitely looking very nice with these lower lows, lower highs in place. We've got standard deviation around the price as well, and this clear sign of resistance where the price has interacted these previous highs here, which gives us a decent area for our stop loss above these levels. And it has moved away from that resistance, which is good. So what I'd be looking for, the daily checks out, so I'd be looking for some correlation in the lower time frames as well. So we've got the 4 hourly, it's the same price action I've got around it here. So it's just, let's just zoom out on this one sec. This move here is the same as this move here, so there's no difference in that. But this is looking kind of boxy on the 4 hourly, and we do have this move here, which is bullish, which is counter to what we need really in it being a downtrend, and we can see that's even clearer on our lower time frames. So the hourly here is very bullish in its latest move. So really, for this to make sense, this previous higher low would need to be broken in the price structure. So this area here, or if we're looking at the 4 hourly, this area here, so that the price will start making lower lows and lower highs and give context to the move of the standard deviation from this high here to however low it starts to move down. So basically, to make this viable, we need a break of these levels and to pull back as well. So we want it to break through and then pull back. So our standard deviation would then be going down like this. Not the best example here, but it will start to move down. So waiting for the price to pull back, and so reversals off of the average or the upper edge of our standard deviation could be a viable entry for that. But I'm not too optimistic with that happening in today's session. So possibly Monday, that would be something to have a look at and be ready for. So let's move on. So AUD CHF, not great at the moment. I mean, it's definitely bearish, definitely coming up to potentially interact with our standard deviation channel up here and the previous low. So in today's market, if we see a reversal candle off of this type of level, that would be a good sign in next week to look for kind of bearish signs on our lower time frame, so lower lows and lower highs, to potentially get short on this. So we'd have a stop loss above that level, and the reward to risk on that would be pretty awesome. But yeah, conjecture until it happens. AUD JPY. Oh, hang on, I also need to talk about so there was another position as well that I got stopped out on, which was on the AUD USD. So that's next. Okay, yeah, we'll look at that in a sec. So AUD JPY, this is not really tradable for me at the moment. this, it looks like it's encountering the resistance, but we want today's candle to be a reversal candle really, and show signs of it struggling to move higher than this area here, and for there to be lower lows and lower highs on our lower time frames. So this isn't tradable, that's a no. And this is the AUD USD, the one that I took some losses on this week. There were I was going for a 3% position on this, and all three of those got stopped out. Have a look at the previous videos to get a more in-depth idea of how I managed that. It was something I was going for a bigger move on 2-to-1 reward to risk. It didn't pull off. I did speak extensively about that in yesterday's video, so have a look at that for further details on that. But this certainly is something that I'm likely to be bearish on, but just needs to be showing better signs of reversal. We saw yesterday it encounter this previous resistance with this candle, so this price needs to start falling away and showing lower lows and lower highs on our lower time frames before this becomes viable as a short trade. Let's move on. No, this is not tradable. No. Yeah, this looks good. So this is the daily here. It's got some nicely within our standard deviation channel, lower lows, lower highs. It's interacted yesterday with the upper edge of our standard deviation. 4 hourly, just it's the same price move there, so it echoes that. So really an entry on this would be a break of this price structure here. So if we see the price in today's market come and I'd want to see a break of these lows, definitively come past these areas here, because we can see, let's just see on here. So it's quite zonal, but this level here, which we're deeming as a higher low, is previous areas of support, zonal support as well. So what I'd be looking at is for the price to start moving past that previous low, and it would have found resistance at the top there. So it would give, let's see if it works better on the 15. So what I'm trying to see is, this is on the 15-minute. So the price break these lows, which would mean that our standard deviation channel would extend, giving us some context to potentially get short on this should the price pull back to the average or the upper edge. But really the pivotal point really is seeing it move past these lows here and pull back, which and obviously the stop loss, well maybe not so obviously, but the stop loss above here as well, so above the previous lower high on the daily, means that our 1-to-1 would probably be around around these kinds of areas here. So that stacks up. The only thing to be cautious of is that it is something that if you were to enter today would be held over the weekend, which obviously leaves you susceptible to the market gapping, and you having getting stopped out at an undesirable price. So that is some extra additional risk that you're taking on there. So maybe consider 0.5% to 1% in terms of the risk. It's something that it could always scale into again in next week if the price is promising. So yeah, shorts on CHF JPY today definitely looks something to keep an eye on. No, that's not tradable. No. 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 I mean, this is this still needs to find a bit more value, I would say. So you can see how it's interactive with our standard deviation channel on the upper edge. It's around about the average here, and this looks like a very toppy type candle that's interacted with previous support to give that high. But just the way this price action is forming, I would prefer to see the daily interact with our upper edge here, show a reversal off of that, and for it to be a reversal candle, it's got to be quite a short, choppy one. So, sorry, short and toppy. So where it is now, we need this to form, and we need another day for that type of candle to form. So that would be Tuesday before that is even viable to have a look at. But yeah, definitely bearish on euro, but just needs to do what we want it to do before entering. Euro, sorry, GBP AUD, no, I'd want to see reversal candles off of this level. It's nice that it's interacting with this previous resistance and the standard deviation channel, but I would want to see the daily as a reversal candle, which would also translate into the lower time frame showing bearish signs of low lows and lower highs, but it's not there yet. GBP CHF, no. JPY looks like the same chart, no. Yeah, this move here, I mean, it's readable. This is the same move on the daily that I've captured in the 4 hourly. Ideally, it would be nicer to have a deeper pullback, but it's become more readable in that we're looking at this as the lower high. It's just more evident on the 4 hourly as well. You can see those pullbacks are deeper because there's just more price information. It comes down, pulls back, whereas here it just looks like one extension. But there's context. We can see here, so stop loss above this level is the stop loss placement. 4 hour is looking good. The problem is at the moment these lower time frames are looking very flat in the price action. It's quite boxy, and also viably we're starting to see higher highs and higher lows. So this move here is the same as this move here. So really it's a case of it seeing break this support here for the most conservative type of trade, break and pull back. So the price to come down, they're able to put standard deviation from high to low, and looking for it to pull back to either the average or the upper edge of the standard deviation. But I would it looks okay, but I'd leave that for today. Just wait for the market open on Monday, more viable, makes it more viable. NZDJPY, no, hang on. Just have another look at that. Yeah, I need this data to end, and if it looks something like it looks now, that would be a nice sign of it finding trouble moving past these previous highs, finding resistance. But yeah, the lower time frames don't really support that. Yeah, these need to start to roll over, and yeah, so it's another one for Monday basically. Just see this, find resistance, and these lower time frames start to produce lower lows and lower highs. ZDUSD. Yeah, I've got a reference point for the stop loss above yesterday's high, which is work out as above these areas of resistance here as well. But you need to start to see these lower time frames roll over. So similar to the other setups that I've discussed, really seeing a break of this previous support and the price move lower on the lower time frames, and then waiting for it to pull back to give some decent value for money. So yeah, possibly for today. No, leave that. Ooh. bit too quick. USD CHF, bearish on this, but this the 4 hourly is just super bullish at the moment. So there's not really an opportunity that I can see based on the 4 hourly just yet. But yeah, stop loss above these levels would make sense. It would just be a bit too aggressive at the moment because our lower time frames aren't really corroborating what we want to see. But yeah, maybe into late next week this might be tradable. It's breaking these types of lows, breaking the price structure, so it breaks this and pulls back. So that's not going to happen. It's unlikely to happen within Friday's session, so probably mid next week. USD JPY finally. Yeah, bearish, but I'd want to see reversals or a nice small candle appear today. So this could go up a bit more and kind of pull back to give you know, a definitive higher low. This interacts with our standard deviation channel, but I can't see an entry today. Everything else on these lower time frames is quite bullish at the moment as well. So higher highs, higher lows. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for today. I will be back on Monday with another overview, and yeah, have a good weekend. I'll see you again on Monday. Take care. Bye.